Hey everyone, and welcome back to another reading vlog after several months of not doing a reading vlog at all. And a lot has happened in those several months, both good and bad things. So at the end of the other reading vlog, I ended up picking out another book to read, like I have been doing for my reading vlogs, but I didn't actually continue to read that book. I didn't even get close to halfway through the book, and then I just kind of stopped after a while. And that book was The Light Between Worlds by Laura E. Weymouth. It's not like the story was uninteresting to me, because it's targeted towards Narnia fans, because the story is more Narnia-like. That's why it's more for Narnia fans. But anyway, I'm actually currently rereading Prince Caspian right now. So speaking of Narnia, this is another Narnia reading vlog, and I have actually been slowly rereading Prince Caspian for like a month now, and I just felt unmotivated to pick up the camera, but at the same time I really wanted to, so now I'm finally doing that. I'm planning on reading two books this reading vlog. The first one obviously is continue rereading Prince Caspian, and as you can probably see, I am more than halfway through the book. I am on chapter 11 currently. There are 15 chapters in the book, and all the chapters are pretty long, or decent length for a typical chapter of a book. So I do have a lot of thoughts on it. This is my first time getting back into this story of like the book, not the movie, for years, like since I was 14 when I first read it. And as of this video right now, I'm going to be turning 26 pretty soon this month in October. So yeah, this is a long time since I read it. But I've been enjoying it, and it's been interesting comparing like what has been in the book versus what they actually put in the movie and what took out of the movie. This is one of the first books. This is actually the main book that I'll be reading in the reading vlog to just finish it off. And I've been reading one chapter, or at least trying to read at least one chapter a day, but since I've been slowly reading it, some days it was like half of a chapter, and then the next day the other half of that chapter. The next book I'm going to be reading is another Narnia related book, and that is Finding Narnia, the story of C.S. Lewis and his brother. I first found out about this book last year, and I got it as one of my Christmas gifts last year. I have yet to read it, and it isn't actually a big book, but I wanted to save it for a reading vlog. So based off of the illustrations, it is more geared towards a family-friendly, kid-friendly kind of way of telling a story about C.S. Lewis and his brother, and then finding Narnia, hence the title of the book. So I'm really looking forward to reading this book and discovering the story of him and his brother. Yeah, so I'm back to making reading vlogs for a while, hopefully, so that way I can continue reading, whether that's like a spiritual reading book or rereading Narnia books or reading more books that I have on my bookcase that I still have yet to read, and it's been sitting on my bookcase for years that I can hopefully finally get to in the near future or future. Right now it is actually dinner time, so I'm gonna go get my dinner, eat that, and possibly end up reading one chapter or half of a chapter of Prince Caspian, or that won't be until later tonight. It is now several hours after I had dinner, and I had mac and bean soup, or macaroni and bean soup, and I ended up having grilled cheese along with it. I actually forgot to film the food since it's been that long since I last actually filmed a reading vlog. So, and I know that I usually film my food, but I realized that after I ate it. Yeah, I'm really out of practice with vlogging. So anyway, right now it is almost time for me to get ready for bed, but before I do that, I'm gonna read at least half a chapter of Prince Caspian, because I'm pretty sure I won't be able to read a full chapter right now. And the next clip and the next update will most likely be for tomorrow. And yeah, that's it for now. It is now Monday, and as you saw in the last clip, I just sat down to eat my breakfast, and now I have finished eating my breakfast, and I'm still currently drinking my tea in my Narnia mug. And if you want to know where I got this, then the link to it will be in the description down below. I drink a cup of tea with my breakfast every day, and I typically drink decaf tea, so most of it is herbal tea, which is a much better and healthier tea for you, for your gut, and for just your body in general. I got into drinking a lot of fruity teas this year, so I've been enjoying them a lot. So I actually have a whole collection of them now, so I kind of cycle through them every day to see which one I'm in the mood for. But today I did peach. Anyway, enough about tea, even though I love tea. A little bit of an update from last night. I ended up reading almost the whole chapter of chapter 11 last night. I only have like a few pages left, and some things in that chapter did stick out to me, like especially with Peter and Susan. And it's interesting trying to read the scenes of just Peter and Susan in general with, their faith in Aslan and everything in the book, and then kind of comparing it to the movie. In the movie, they changed a lot. I think they did do a good portrayal with Peter, even though a lot of people think that they didn't. But I think if you really did look at his character really hard in the book and then in the movie, like in the movie, they just kind of over exaggerated his character a bit to make it kind of seem like he was a jerk. But really, he's not. He's so full of pride that he kind of just got blinded by pride and just lost his faith in Aslan and put all of his faith in himself, and obviously that blew up in his face. So afterwards he just felt horrible, and even though it's done differently in the movie, I do like how they did do it in the movie though. Even though if they had to add a whole entire scene to it, like the castle raid scene, which was not in the book at all, but I really enjoy in the movie. It is kind of still the same, but they do focus a little bit more on his character in Prince Caspian than C.S. Lewis does in the book, I guess. What they took from the book with Susan and Peter, with their character development, it did show pretty well in the movie. I think they did a pretty good job with their characters. So that was my update for now. I'm planning on finishing with chapter 11 after I'm done kind of like cleaning up around the house, because it is Monday. Still cleaning up around the house kind of days. After that, I might be doing a little bit of exercises. I've been doing exercises for like the past month, and I did take a break because I had really bad neck pain. One day last week when I woke up, I could barely move, and I have been going to a chiropractor, so that's also something that's new that's changed as well since the last reading vlog. And those have been helping me to get up and move around a lot more throughout the day and doing other things that are more productive. But anyway, so planning on having a busy schedule today. I will most likely have time to read a little bit of Prince Caspian. It has now been a few hours since the last clip, and I cleaned up around the house, I exercised, and now it's time for lunch. My exercise routine is basically just doing like 3-pound weights for my arms, basically just doing curls for my arms. Then we have a treadmill in the back porch, which is literally on the other side of this wall, and I go on there for about 20 minutes. 10 minutes for walking and 10 minutes for running. And I also do some sit-ups. So since today was a little bit chillier outside, and in the back porch it could be pretty cold when it gets really cold, so I ended up wearing this light jacket, or I guess it would be kind of a jacket, I don't know. Sweater? Not really sweater either. Whatever, it's similar to like a light jacket, so it's perfect for exercising, and I got it earlier this year. And then for my pants are basically these like 4th of July themed kind of capris, which I really liked them. So I usually only wear them for exercising though. And for the shirt I have underneath is a shirt that my sister gave me. which actually fits really nice. It's actually a really comfortable shirt, and it's also a faith-based shirt too, so that's a plus. That's what I usually wear for exercising, and that's pretty much my routine. So now I'm gonna have lunch and read the rest of chapter 11 of Prince Caspian. So this is my lunch. I have a chicken and cheese sandwich on Italian bread with one side of the bread having mayo on it and the other side having mustard on it. Some carrots and some potato chips that are actually fried in avocado oil, and all the ingredients are basically potatoes, avocado oil, and sea salt. So I tried these for the first time last night and tasted pretty good, just like normal potato chips but healthier version. So yeah, this is my lunch. So I just finished reading chapter 11 of Prince Caspian, and now I'm actually gonna get to work on some Narnia edits for my Narnia accounts. I actually have not been active that much on my Narnia accounts for like a few months now. I just felt unmotivated and uninspired and felt just burnt out for making edits daily. Now I'm gonna be making them almost daily, but then posting them like at least 3 times a week. So since Narnia Day is coming up, which is next Saturday, which also kind of means Narnia Week, depending on how you want to celebrate Narnia Day, you can end up doing it like starting Narnia Week on October 11th and then ending it on October 16th, which is Narnia Day, or you can start Narnia Week on Narnia Day and then go from a week out from there, like on Friday the next week kind of thing. For me, I like to actually celebrate it in the way of ending the celebration on Narnia Day rather than beginning the celebration on Narnia Day. I'll be making edits for the Narnia week, so from Sunday, which I don't normally post on Sundays, those are the days that I don't post at all, but for this time, I'm gonna be doing it just for the week, for Narnia week, from Sunday to Saturday. I'm gonna be doing one post every day that's related to one of the books in the series. And then on Narnia Day, I'll be doing 3 posts in that day. Yeah, just gonna work on the first edit for Narnia week. It is now Thursday, and yeah, I didn't really film too much on Tuesday and Wednesday because I just didn't really feel like filming. Bit of an update from Monday, I did continue making the edit. Then on Tuesday, I ended up making more edits, and last night I ended up making more as well. But throughout Tuesday and Wednesday, I didn't read any of Prince Caspian at all. So hopefully today I'll be able to read at least 1 or 2 chapters, or 1.5 chapters. I have 4 chapters left. I'm on chapter 12 right now. There are 15 in total again. So 12, 13, 14, and 15 left. Hopefully within the next couple days, today and tomorrow, Thursday and Friday, I will be able to finish the book and then start reading the other book that I mentioned in the beginning of this vlog, which should be a much easier read since it's a lot shorter. So today I have a lot to do around the house, to be doing dishes, helping out with the pets, because my family has a dog, 2 cats, and my sister has 2 ferrets. I'm not going to be checking up on those though. And helping out around the house in any other way that I can, and then end up doing my own things like rereading more of Prince Caspian, possibly filming another video other than this reading vlog, so hopefully a reaction video or reaction videos again, continuing to make more edits and posting on my Narnia accounts. Yeah, that's what I have planned for today. Several hours later, it is now nighttime, and the last clip I filmed in the morning, so yeah. Today was just so busy that I didn't actually have time to read any of Prince Caspian, and I did all of the work that I needed to do around the house. Right now it's like 11 o'clock at night, and I am working on more Narnia edits, and I'm almost done with this edit for Narnia week, and after I'm done with that, I will be planning on reading at least half of a chapter, or maybe even the whole chapter, of chapter 12 of Prince Caspian. My goal is to finish reading Prince Caspian by the end of this week, hopefully. It is now Friday, and a bit of an update from last night. I actually didn't end up reading any of Prince Caspian again because I got really into making the edits that I just forgot to kind of read any and the time got away from me. Right now it's lunchtime and I just finished exercising. I am planning on reading a little bit of Prince Caspian, like about half of a chapter or a chapter after I'm done eating lunch. So this is what I'm having. A veggie hot dog on Italian bread as the bun because we don't have any hot dog buns, and with a little bit of ketchup on there. Sweet potato chips, which are really good. I just discovered them this year, like about a couple of months ago. And this is the bag. So yeah, just basically the only ingredients are literally sweet potatoes, some oil, and sea salt. These are really good. If you love sweet potatoes or potatoes, then I definitely recommend for you to try this. Yeah, I'm gonna have my lunch and read more of Prince Caspian afterwards. It is now Saturday and I did actually end up reading one chapter of Prince Caspian, and that was the scene where they were trying to bring the White Witch back. As for people who read the book and then you see the movie, it's definitely different. In the movie they made it more intense, I guess in a way more life-threatening than it was in the book. I only have 3 chapters left and I'm planning on reading all 3 of them today, or hopefully at least reading about 2 chapters or a chapter and a half and then a chapter and a half tomorrow. Even though I know I said I was wanting to finish it Saturday, but I don't think that's gonna happen at this point. But I still have the other book to get to that I really want to get to as soon as possible because I know that that's not gonna take that long to read. But I just want to finish Prince Caspian first before I get to that book. So anyway, before I read more, I am planning on going upstairs to help out with the kittens that we have. For anyone who has seen previous vlogs, you probably have seen that we have a cat, or had a cat, and her name was Luna, and we lost her back in May, and literally like a day or two after she passed away, my mom actually ended up getting 2 cats, or 2 kittens, and one is a female, one is a male. The male is named Oliver and he is my mom's cat, and then the female is named Stella and she is my sister's cat. But anyway, so I'm gonna check up on them and then come back down and read more Prince Caspian. Oh, hello Stella and Oliver. Hey, get back here. Huh? Hi Oliver. Hi Oliver. Hey, what are you doing? Like, what is this thing? Huh? Hello Stella. Hi. Stella. Huh? Like, what is this? Stella. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay, ready for food? Kittens are fed. They're eating. Oliver, go ahead, eat your food. Okay, done with the kittens. Max, wanna go outside? Over there. No, not over there. Over here. Here. Now I just have to wait until he's done outside, give him his treat, and then start reading more Prince Caspian. So I finished reading chapter 13 of Prince Caspian, and the chapter was about Peter sending out the challenge to fight Miraz in combat. And that scene in the movie was pretty popular and pretty intense, but the scene was pretty close to the book to how they did it in the movie. But anyway, right now I'm eating lunch, and this is what I'm having. And I started to eat and I forgot to vlog it, so sorry about that. I have a chicken and cheese sandwich on Italian bread and ketchup on one slice and butter on the other slice, and then some gluten-free tortilla chips. After my lunch, about like an hour or two later, I'll be going to Mass, and after Mass I will be having dinner, and after that I will try to maybe read a little bit more Prince Caspian, but we will see. So I'm back from church now. I've changed out of my church clothes, and now it's time to eat dinner. And this is what I'm having. Mac and bean soup, which is from Progresso. And I've had this soup many times, and it's actually one of my favorite soups. And grilled cheese on rye bread, with just the cheese being a typical American sliced cheese. And after dinner, I am planning on reading more of Prince Caspian, hopefully at least another chapter. It is now Sunday, and I didn't actually end up reading another chapter of Prince Caspian last night. I ended up working on a lot more Narnia edits for Narnia Week, and today is day one of Narnia Week, at least for me, with my perspective of Narnia Day. I think it starts a week before, and so far what I did today is I had my breakfast, and my family and I had a family video chat. I posted on my Narnia accounts. Right now it's lunchtime, and this is what I'm having for lunch. Whole wheat, flaxseed, and oat pita bread, and I ended up making kind of like a burrito kind of thing. So basically it's just refried beans, but I only put a little bit on there because if I have too much then it kind of upsets my stomach. Some lettuce, mozzarella cheese, olives, and then on the side I have some gluten-free, dairy-free, vegan pretzels, which actually are really good. And after lunch I am planning on reading more of Prince Caspian. I'm actually planning on finishing Prince Caspian, so I only have 2 chapters left, so chapter 14 and chapter 15. And hopefully after that I'll be able to start reading Finding Narnia and finish that today, and hopefully finish this reading vlog, so that way I can start editing it. After that I might be making some more Narnia edits, and yeah, so that's it for now. It is now Monday, and I ended up finishing Prince Caspian last night. I read the last 2 chapters. I'm gonna be reading Finding Narnia today because last night I ended up just working on some more Narnia edits and got really into that. Also spent time with a certain someone who I usually do every night. And the plan is to read again, like I said before, Finding Narnia. And since today is Monday, that means cleanup day and everything, and exercising day. Mondays are typically kind of busy. So anyway, I'm about to have breakfast, and this is what I'm having. What I have here is an egg omelet frittata kind of thing. I guess it's more of a omelet? Oh, whatever. So I basically have 2 eggs, and then I end up putting some salt in it, and seasoned salt, and then some shredded cheddar cheese or mozzarella cheese. And then when it's out of the frying pan, I put some ketchup on it, and then lettuce. For the toast, it's pumpernickel bread with honey and some cinnamon on it. And the fruit, pineapple. And for my tea is you can't really see the color, but it is a wild berry zinger tea, herbal tea of course, and it's in my Lord of the Rings mug. There's Frodo on one side, Sam's quote, and Sam. After I'm done eating, I'll be cleaning up around the house and then exercising afterwards. So I just finished working out, and it has now been about a few hours since the last clip. Right now I'm going to be getting my lunch, and then after that hopefully we'll be able to read at least half of Finding Narnia. This is what I'm having for lunch. It's a tuna fish sandwich or tuna salad sandwich on pumpernickel bread, some veggie chips, and some green beans. I just finished reading Finding Narnia, and it's been very informative, and it was pretty interesting to find out about C.S. Lewis's life with his brother. And I did know a little bit already, but this actually gave me more insight on how they were as brothers, and not just brothers but best friends as well. It kind of reminded me of this documentary that I saw called The Fantasy Makers, which is like a really good documentary about C.S. Lewis, J.R.R. Tolkien, and George MacDonald. I've only seen it once, but I do have the DVD so I can watch it again, and the last time I watched it was probably 2019. So I think I'm pretty much due for another watch of the documentary. But anyway, I did actually really enjoy this, and at the end of the book there is actually the more in-depth story of C.S. Lewis and his brother's life, and this book actually made me really want to read more about their stories, like more in depth. They're like even more in depth than the end of this book. I could definitely see kids actually really enjoying this, and it has really good illustrations. The illustrator is pretty talented. So bottom line, I did actually enjoy this book. Anyway, until the next clip, which will probably be the end of this vlog, and more in-depth talk with Prince Caspian, I guess bye for now. Until like a couple of seconds later. It has now been a few hours since the last clip, and since then, after I finished Finding Narnia, I got my dinner, and now I'm gonna talk about more of Prince Caspian, of the book. So kind of comparing it to the movie a bit. After rereading it for the first time since I was 14, this is my first time rereading it, so I've only read the book twice. Having watched the movie so many times throughout the years, I guess since the Prince Caspian movie came out, since 2008 then. So I had a lot of thoughts going to the Prince Caspian book based off of the movie, but it's more like, well, I knew that a lot of things that did happen in the book, they did keep in the movie, they just changed them a little bit, or there are some things that I can see why they did not put in the movie, because for a movie, that wouldn't really work. I can see it definitely working as a TV show though, which I know that has been adapted into a TV show, which is the BBC version of it, which I'm going to be rewatching as well, and that'll be my first time rewatching it because I've only seen that once as well. But anyway, from beginning to end of the book, it was very interesting reading the format of the book compared to how they did it for the movie that C.S. Lewis originally did in the book. There was also some scenes where they took the scene from the book, and in the movie they made that scene a little bit more intense, and then there was the whole castle raid scene, which wasn't in the book at all, but they made it for the movie because it just made it even more intense. But I actually really like the castle raid scene, so I can't really complain too much about them actually adding that in, because it did add more to the story and to Peter's character, especially with him being kind of full of pride, like his own pride of him being like the High King of Narnia, and he's returned and he kind of ends up being in charge for like most of the book, but in a different way that C.S. Lewis did it compared to them doing it in the movie. Now I can see that they did do a good job, even though sometimes it made it seem like he was a jerk, like I said in the beginning-ish or middle-ish of my vlog. And as far as Susan goes, I think you can still see in Prince Caspian that she was definitely having a hard time believing in Lucy, and both Peter and her did have more difficulty as they're getting older. Susan was just like, you can really see how mature she kind of was in this book, and just wanting to not really believing in the magic of Narnia anymore until she actually saw it for her own eyes. And it took a while for her to be able to believe, to have faith and actually see what's right in front of her. For Edmund, because he had the experience in The Lion, the Witch, and Wardrobe, it wasn't that hard for him to have faith in Lucy and to believe her and everything. And his personality in this is much better than how it obviously was in Lion, the Witch, and Wardrobe. And for Lucy, she didn't really change too much. She was just still the same. As far as Caspian goes, I do know that in the book, he is a kid. He's like a preteen, 12, 14, something, somewhere around there. And in the movie, it seems like he is much older than that. It seems like he is a teenager still, like 16 or 17 instead. I do think that Ben Barnes, the actor who played him in the movie, did a really good job with portraying Prince Caspian. And for Peter and Caspian, when they met for the first time, was when Nickabrick and the hag and the werewolf were trying to summon the White Witch again. And after they came to help them to fight them off, after the battle, they weren't kind of like standoff-ish to each other. They kind of were in the movie. And Peter was right away wanting to help him to overthrow his uncle Moraz, Caspian's uncle. And at that point in the book, Peter's pride kind of was just gone, and he was just more focused on helping Caspian in whatever he needed. Peter was still in command, but it was more of him being in command for Caspian and not for himself. And to refocus his mind on the real reason why he got sent back to Narnia, to help Prince Caspian, to overthrow his uncle, to get his kingdom back. But anyway, I guess that's all my thoughts. I think that's it. I would probably say out of the books, with the rating of the stars from 1 to 5, I probably would give the book at least a 3.7 or a 4. In placement of my top Narnia books so far, having reread The Lion, the Witch, Wardrobe, The Horse and His Boy, The Magician's Nephew, and now Prince Caspian, I probably would say number 1 is The Magician's Nephew, number 2 is The Horse and His Boy, number 3, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and number 4, Prince Caspian. Again, these are the 2 books that I read, so I guess I think that's it for the vlog. Usually at the end of the vlogs, because I started doing it in the beginning of this year, but I would usually end up picking out another book for me to read for the next reading vlog. I don't know if I'll do that for this vlog. I guess it'll just be a surprise, or kind of a surprise, for next vlog. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching, and if you did enjoy this video, then please like it and subscribe for more videos. I hope you all have an amazing day. I love you all so much, and look out for my next video, which will be coming out sometime soon, hopefully, or on a Tuesday or Friday. Bye everyone, and fellow Narnians.